MLP Series Review Season 6, Episode 5, Gauntlet of Fire. This was a Spike episode, but surprisingly enough, it was an absolute garbage. We got Celestia and Luna in here, and they actually knew something. Their only reason for existing in this episode was to answer a question, which is great. I thought they were going to do the same thing and go, not much is known about dragon culture, and we don't know either. But they didn't. It was actually, for once, they actually knew. So what happens is Rarity and Spike are in a cave and they're hunting for jewels or whatever, and Spike starts glowing and he's super, super, super itchy. I know that feeling. And Twilight is with Celestia and Luna at her castle, and they're like, we never get to visit ever, and it sucks because like they're visiting, and of course Twilight has to leave with Rarity. I was really happy though that it was Luna and Celestia. It could have been just Celestia, and I could have been like, where's Luna? Although Luna by all means should have been asleep, but we'll whatchamacallit that. So anyways, Luna tells them that it's the call of the Dragon Lord and he has to answer the call. So Spike goes to the Dragonlands, and the Dragon Lord is passing down. He has to retire according to dragon law, so he creates this little thing. It's not a little thing. There's like a contest? Is that the right word? He creates a thing where they have to go and what is the word I'm looking for? He creates a contest where they have to get a scepter from inside of things, and they introduced a new character. Her name is Ember. She's gonna be the new leader of the dragons. Her design is fine, but they kind of immediately kill her character. It's really stupid. She wants to compete, and her dad's like, no, because you're not big and strong. So she does the thing where she dresses up and she competes. And within the first 5 seconds, if Spike wasn't there, if only the other dragons were there, she would have died. She gets knocked out of the air and she sinks to the bottom of the ocean, and Spike saves her. And it's like, if Spike wasn't there, because Spike is the only one that actually helps. None of the other dragons help each other because that's just the way dragons are. And Spike is only friendly because of the ponies. She would have died. She would have just drowned at the bottom of the ocean. So, it completely justifies what her dad said when he's like, you shouldn't compete because you can't. And I was just like, that's a poor writing point. Good job. Good job there, writers. So anyway, Spike helps her, and then she covers for him when the ponies are almost, Twilight and Rarity almost get exposed. And then he covers for her again when she almost gets exposed. So they help each other. There's a really stupid scene where the dragons go into a cave and a huge gout of fire flies out. And then the dragons fly out and they're burnt to a crisp. And it's like, no, dragons are immune to fire. They're immune to lava, for crying out loud. I made it a point on one of my reviews because Spike says it. He's like, dragon scales are immune to fire and lava and extreme heat. And I was like, oh, that's insane. And I guess they're like, we forgot about that, or it's not the same writer, so it's fine. We can do a gag. Anyways, Ember kind of is like, we can't be friends because dragons aren't friends. But then she comes back and helps Spike, and they have this epic battle. And then Spike gets the scepter, and he commands Garble to hug every dragon he sees as he goes home. And it's super funny because there's this big dragon, and he hugs him, and the dragon just looks really touched, and he smiles all toothy smile, and he looks all happy, and it's super funny the way they drew him. That was a really good part. And then he gives the scepter to Ember, and she's gonna be the new Dragon Lord. And they fly back to her dad, and he's like, I told you no. And she's like, I may not be big, but I may not be big or strong, but I am smart, and I won. And her dad's he's like, you may not be big, but you are strong and you're smart. And he's like, that counts for a lot more than I thought it did. And Twilight, Rarity, and Spike are going home, and they've got good relations with the dragons now because the Dragon Lord is friends with Spike and friends with Twilight. She's like, Twilight's like, she said I could write to her as much as I wanted to about questions about the dragons. So dang, Princess of Friendship, you brokered a deal with the dragons now. It really does that's a good way to show that Twilight's influence is spreading as a princess, and that when she comes into power, she's gonna be like able to really make Harmony be like something. Um, but yeah, it was. I'm gonna say this was a good episode. It wasn't. It was. I usually with Spike episodes, I'm like on my phone or I'm on Epic 7 or something. But this one I actually paid attention to a lot. I'm gonna say this is like a 3.5 out of 5, a 7 out of 10. It was good. I'd probably watch this episode again. I didn't think it was bad at all. Yeah.